Alabama ready to add the next elite recruit to what could be the number one recruiting class when it's all said and done. Jvon Campbell set to commit on July 2nd. Could Alabama be adding a big defensive lineman? How about Keelon Russell sending the flares out to Derek Meadows? Come be legendary. These guys are set to continue the legacy at the University of Alabama. New college football rules. Brett and I are going to talk about those as well and what's going on today, history, and what is today. All that stuff with Big Sexy Elmo right after this. But look, guys, we're doing this show for you because we love you, because you're Alabama fans, and we're doing it for you on the weekend. A lot of people are out on the boats. A lot of people are out right now grilling, not working. But Brett and I, Big Sexy Elmo, and the Mixter are working hard for you guys. So you work for us. Give us a thumbs up. Share with your Alabama friends and appreciate the fact that we are a big family. And roll tide. Let's get this thing going. Roll Tide, there he is, Big Sexy Elmo on the show today. Well, you're on here every day, but at Brett Elmore Show, I'm at Broadcaster Mick, and we are proudly presented by Pearl River Resort over in Choctaw, over in Philadelphia, Mississippi. And we talk Alabama sports on a daily basis. And we do it today, Brett. Like, who else is working on this Sunday besides us?
That's right. A week from today, we'll be recovering from a night out at Pearl River Resort.
I can't wait. You and I both like Boys to Men. Don't judge us for our good taste in music. We're both music guys, and we both can't wait to see Boys to Men. And we're going to do you guys a solid as well. You can get in the comment sections right now. Tell us why you want to see Big and Rich, because we're going to give 2 tickets away to Big and Rich at Pearl River Resort for next Saturday. So you guys do that.
Yeah. Tell us your favorite song. Maybe I do have a story about Big and Rich. I was sitting in a hotel in Nashville one time several years ago when they were really big, and I was sitting there and I was waiting on someone to finish up some business, and anyway, walking through the lobby was John Rich. I was like, guy's John Rich. Yeah, just walking through the hotel lobby, and that was my only encounter with Big and Rich.
Did you say, hey, man, would you sign something for me or take a picture or anything like that?
I really didn't care enough to even do that, no.
Okay. Well, you know what? These people care enough to get some free tickets to the concert on July the 6th, right?
And plus, he was kind of moving quick.
Yeah, he was fast. He wasn't trying to hang out with Big Sexy Elmo.
No, he wasn't trying to hang out with me.
All right, let's talk some Alabama recruiting. Guys, you know this is a big deal because Alabama's recruiting class is closing in on number 1. They're number 2 in both of the major college football recruiting services. On3, our friends at On3, Bone and the gang over there, and then 24/7 Sports. And if Alabama nets this guy, it's going to be one step closer to hauling in that number 1 recruiting class, and it's 4-star defensive lineman Jvon Campbell. He's set to commit on July 2nd. Tell me about this big fella.
Interesting story with this guy. He's 6'5", 265, plays the edge, and he's from Western Hills High School up in Frankfort, Kentucky. And he's pretty much leaning toward Big Blue, which, by the way, I really like Coach Stoops and the Kentucky football program. I think that guy's done a great job. Very underrated. But Alabama's in the mix for this guy. But an interesting story about this guy is last year was his first time to ever play football.
No way. Come on.
Yeah. His first year to play high school football, he finished with 14 and a half sacks. He's really a big basketball guy. He was all region as a junior, and he's actually their all-time leading scorer there at Western Hills. So, but yeah, he has that basketball background, which is something you would expect from someone in the state of Kentucky. But yeah, his first year playing high school football, and now this guy's on the map, and a lot of folks are after him, including Alabama, Auburn, Kentucky, Miami, Georgia. He just came off an official visit to Georgia. He visited Alabama on the 14th of June. He visited Auburn, Kentucky, and Miami weekend after weekend after weekend. But Alabama is in the mix, and we'll see what he decides.
Well, he's got a bunch of suitors. You mentioned it. I mean, a bunch of guys that are excited about the opportunity to maybe nail this guy down. You're talking about Kentucky being the leader as far as on 3 for Jvon Campbell, but Alabama second, Auburn third, Miami, and he's got a bunch of offers. He's a consensus 4-star, 3-star with rivals, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. People in the business don't really respect rivals. I'm just going to tell you that. Like, I'm not saying that's me. I'm just telling you that the recruiting people. So they used to be the top of the game, and then they've just slipped so far back. So I don't even really know what to think. I pay attention to On 3 and 24/7 Sports, and then kind of go from there. But
they both do a really good job. But, yeah, I mean, you can't blame the guy being 30 miles from campus. If he did go to Kentucky, but Auburn fans, if you're tuned in by just to see what real football recruiting's like, you still have a chance. According to On 3, you have a 1.6% chance of landing him.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Yeah, I'm saying there's still a chance.
Hey, I love this right here. I'm going to tell you guys on this show, and I'm going to tell you this, Elmo. Keelon Russell's becoming my favorite next Alabama guy. Okay? Because I like the fact that this guy comes to Alabama, takes basically takes the offer, commits to Alabama, says, I want to be the greatest, right? Like Muhammad Ali, I want to be the greatest. And then he's going out now and he's telling some of the other playmakers around the country, come here to be part of something special because I'm part of it. All I've done is won in high school, and I'm bringing that same mentality to Tuscaloosa. We're not missing a beat.
Yeah, there you see it on the screen. He says, come be legendary. And we've talked a lot about Derek Meadows here on the show, and these players are really good at recruiting others, right?
Well, I mean, think about it, dude. I mean, you and I are in this business. You wouldn't want to go out and get somebody to hang with. We're like, hey, like I do a show with Coker. Let's get Jake Coker on, and then now all of a sudden, like, like you get into doing this, you're like, hey, man, people you like, people you hang out with. Oh, no, by the way, our goal is to absolutely destroy the competition, right? And I think that's the same thing that you do when you're on, a football team too. I mean, you want the best people around you. Of course,
and anything you do, you try to surround yourself with the very best, and unfortunately, you're stuck with me.
No, look, dude, I'm not going to let you say that because the guy that disappoints us the most is Catfish because we love Catfish, but he won't hang with us anymore. The cat.
Catfish. We're calling Catfish.
Where is the old cat? Somebody asked me today. Clint asked me, he's like, where's Catfish? I'm like, Catfish is so busy that he won't hang with us anymore. Cat, you need to come hang with us. All right, let's get into this right here, Brett. New rules for college football. You were talking to me on the phone, like, because you guys wouldn't believe this, but we do these shows and then we get on the phone and we talk a lot throughout the day, right, Brett? I mean, like a couple of school age kids. We just bye. And you were telling me about these rules, and I was like, save this for the show because I want you to tell everyone about these new rules.
Let's just kind of go through there. I think there's 4, maybe 5 points to this, but number 1, unlimited college football coaches. Previously the rules allowed 10 assistant coaches. You could hire these quality control assistants or whatever you wanted to put on them. But it was unforceable, really, and you have all these off-field roles. So anyway, those restrictions have been removed, allowing these staffers to provide technical and tactical coaching on the practice field and on game days, which is huge to me.
Right.
The only restrictions that still exist are off-campus recruiting. Also in the recruiting, and this was something interesting, shorter transfer portal windows.
Thank you. I think they need to make it really short because there's so much BS involved in this. Like, if you're going to transfer, but like kicking around, trying to figure out who's leaving and who's staying, make it easier on the coaches. And I'm not just talking about Alabama, I'm talking about in general, because we got a spot for you. You're here, and then all of a sudden you decide you want to go somewhere else. Look, if you're going to go somewhere else, just let us know in time where we can go and figure out who's going to take your spot.
Yeah, I mean, we've learned a lot during this whole process, and everything's still kind of new to us all. But I mean, we all can agree it's just too long, just like you said, Mick. And initially, there was a 60-day period, allowing the players to put their names in the portal. So basically, 2 months. Most didn't wait that long, but you still had 60 days. It was reduced to 45 days last year. And now moving forward, it's only going to last 30.
Right.
So
I think that's plenty enough days.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Changes to the college football recruiting calendar. There's 4 changes made to the recruiting calendar, with one exception. In the old calendar, the current dead period ended ahead of the final weekend of July. I think we're let's see, we're not in the dead period now, are we? I don't think we are. But anyway, some use that like they would do big events, and labeled it something stupid like the Tiger Prowl. But anyway,
done that.
That's changed up a little bit. And then finally, marijuana use. Marijuana, and I'm not making this up. Marijuana use will not prevent college football players from practicing or participating, I should say, in postseason play. The NCAA has removed cannabinoids from its banned substance list.
It's legal, man. I mean, like, look, I hate to tell you guys this, that are like against marijuana use, but it's legal. It's legal in a bunch of states. And then now they've got like these hemp centers, even here in Alabama, there's one in Fairhope, and it's like marijuana that's not quite the same marijuana that's illegal, but it's the same stuff. I mean, like, it's just come to the point to realize like that it's legal and move on from it. I know like some of you guys are going to get in the comment section. You're going to crucify me for saying that.
Yeah.
But look, I'm a deadhead. Okay.
I was about to say this guy's a deadhead.
You know that.
I mean,
come on.
Look at this guy.
I mean, parents. I mean, I don't know. Like,
look at him.
I know. I mean, come on. But I'm not advocating it or anything. I'm just saying, like,
look, Mick, we're not talking about.
And I just don't bother me. And I'm not going to bother you. You know.
I don't care if you smoke a hog leg the size of your arm. Whatever you do is your business. And we're not talking about Jalen Milroe going to go hit a bong right before the third quarter.
No, we're not talking about that. We're just saying.
I mean, come on, people. I mean, let's get real. But if one of the players was to be a little slow that day, I may say, "Damn it, he's hit the weed."
I'm going to tell you what one of my buddies that played professional sports, played at Alabama, told me. He said that it's your responsibility as a player to do the things that the team needs you to do.
Yeah.
And it's not the restrictions or the penalties. It's the things that you need to do to help the team.
That's
and
right.
And that's why you probably shouldn't be doing that stuff. Like, plain and simple. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, do I have a moral problem with people smoking weed? No, I don't. But I do have a moral problem if you can't show up and do your job, So that's the bottom line to me, So
Yeah,
Anyway, we'll
and
see
on a
how that translates, Brett.
right, but and on a personal note, marijuana probably kept my dad alive a lot longer when he had cancer.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I mean, he's dead and gone now, coming up 2 years. But hey, don't have when you don't have hunger, can't eat.
So he smoked some weed. Did he eat Funyuns?
Oh, he ate well, man. I mean, he stayed with me, man. I took care of him. But look, I mean, I'll
I
just
know
be
what you're
brutally
saying.
honest.
God put it on earth for a reason, man, and there's a reason for it,
And I'm just being brutally honest, and I've heard that from others, and that's on the medical end, and we could get deep into this, and I don't want to, but yeah, I don't care one way or the other, whether you smoke it or you don't. Like I say, what you do is your business, and not I'm not talking about you, Mick. I'm talking about everyone. I mean,
we're going to Vegas in a couple weeks. Are you tempted at all?
I was talking to someone the other day about talking about going to this Vegas show.
I'm taking Big Elmo to his first Dead show.
And someone had mentioned to me, he said, I should probably get high before the show. and I said, I think I can enjoy it.
That wasn't me, by the way.
No, it wasn't Mick. And no, this was no. And and I just laughed. But the last time I went to Vegas, and I hadn't been to Vegas in quite some time before I went, when I hit the street, I went, and I looked around and I was like, wow, these people are smoking doobies on the streets. It's man, it's everywhere in Vegas, buddy. I'm telling you, it's something else. But anyway, yeah, that's the story on the new college football rules. We went down the marijuana hill, and now
you took it there. Hey, can I tell everybody something though? Can I tell everybody something? First off, the show's brought to you by Pearl River Resort over in Philadelphia, Mississippi. It's legal to go over there and bet on football or whatever. I'm not telling you guys to go over there and bet your house, but if you got, if you're looking for something fun to do, the Timeout Sports Lounge is awesome. You got all the big screen TVs, the really cool Vegas style sports bar. You got the kiosks, you got the window. You can go in there and do that. If you spend $50, gambling, and I would say, look, do it in the sports book, put it on Alabama basketball, because I'm confident right now. I'm a little too confident about this basketball team, Elmo. And I'm telling you right now, I feel like these guys could make a run, but you can do that over there, $50, and then you can play Dancing Rabbit. The Augusta, you can play for $40.
Well, and I know the trick here. I'm going to go and put money down. You know that already.
Yeah, I know you are.
And so now you're going to use my money to get your $40 18 holes at the golf course, which is completely fine with me. I'll drive the cart.
Yeah, and I'll drive the cart too. We'll both drive the cart. What if we just drive the cart around the golf course?
I've done that before.
Yeah, we could do that. All right, guys. When we come back, Brett takes over the show, and we appreciate everyone for hanging out with us. But let's figure out what's going on today, and we'll do that right after this.
To Pearl River Resort. They call him Big Sexy, coming at you from the Walker County. Jasper is his hometown. He's known for giving free rub-downs. Oh, Big Sexy, throwing out those Alabama thoughts, sneaking out your mom's window without getting caught. It gives you the XPs, but Big Elmo is here to please. Big Sexy Elmo on the Bama Tailgate Show.
Elmore and the West Jasper 7, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, and let's go to a live look at my cat right now. Ah, put it out. Put that thing out, I said.
What's your cat's name?
Chong. Oh, man. Let's get to the calendar.
Where's Cheech? Where's Cheech at?
Oh, Cheech is out back.
Okay.
Cheech is out back. That's my dog. Yeah. That's what I need. I need a couple of cats named Cheech and Chong. That would be great. I'd be outside on the porch calling for them if they ever got out. Cheech, Chong. Yeah, they would all. The neighbors would really love me. Today is June 30th, 2024. David Allen Greer, actor and comedian, 68 today.
Look, dude, you know this. A Living Color was my show.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to tell you guys that right now. Like, In Living Color was my show. The Wayans brothers, David Allen Greer. What's the guy?
Carrey?
Yeah, Jim Carrey. All those guys were hilarious. They started beating SNL in the ratings, and then SNL like ramped up. Like, competition makes everyone better, man. You know what I mean? Like, all of a sudden, then you turn around and like SNL's got Chris Farley and Adam Sandler and a host of like legends.
Yeah.
But he's hilarious. He's a really funny dude.
The ear-biting former heavyweight boxing champ and ex-con, and also a guy who's an advocate of marijuana, Mike Tyson's 58.
Happy birthday, Mike. I hope you knocked the crap out of Jake Paul. I've been watching the video of Mike not knowing that the guy from overseas that looks like a little kid is really a little kid.
Yeah.
You seen that? And he starts hugging the guy and he's like kissing on him and stuff. It's a little person. That's the correct way of saying midget now. But this little guy, he's a internet famous guy because he looks like a little kid, but he throws punches and stuff. And Mike grabs him up and gives him a kiss. And then I don't think Mike knew he was a little like a little grown up. Like, he just looked like a little kid. I love Mike Tyson. I've loved him when I was a kid. We used to get the pay-per-views when Mike was like the man. You guys see that Deontay's behind me. I don't care if Deontay never wins another fight. I still will always appreciate and love Deontay Wilder for doing my interviews, to get the chance to interview the heavyweight champion of the world. And my dad loved boxing, man. When I was a kid, my dad thought that Muhammad Ali and George Foreman and those guys were like heroes, So
absolutely.
To be a part of that meant a lot to me. And Mike, great dude. And in the Hangover, it was like we got to see kind of like that personality that makes him him. So happy birthday, Mike. I'm a big fan.
Happy birthday, Mike.
Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson.
One of the greatest Olympians, Michael Phelps, is 39 today.
Yeah, got Maryland guy. You guys know I went to Alabama. I love Alabama. I live in Alabama. I've lived in Alabama more than I lived in Maryland, but I was born in Maryland. That's never going to change. And Michael Phelps him and Babe Ruth could be the two greatest Maryland-born athletes of all time. The guy won all those Olympic gold medals. He was a gold medal machine. So
he won more than any Olympian. He's won 14 gold.
A machine.
Yeah. Matisyahu is 45 today. He's that Jewish reggae rapper.
Oh, dude, you know what? He's really good.
He is really good. Yeah.
I haven't heard of him in a long time, but I had his kind of his breakout album. And this is like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Really, really talented guy.
Yeah.
No, look, reggae though. And we've kind of gone down this road today. It's a Sunday. A lot of people probably aren't even watching because they're not, they're out of their routine. But I'm going to tell you guys right now, Bob Marley is on the Mount Rushmore of artists. And you talk about like reggae and where this guy took reggae. I was watching our friends on the Next Round on Friday, Rockstar singing, a Bob Marley song at the end of their show. And I just was sitting there and I was marveling at just the writing of the song and the meaning behind the song and the melody of the song, and just thinking like Bob Marley. Well, and we didn't really even get to enjoy Bob Marley because we were too young, but
Yeah.
his music lives on. Legendary reggae guy. There's never been another guy, and there's been some great reggae guys, but nobody like Bob Marley. You know Bob Marley? Do you know him?
I know Bob Marley. Yeah. Yeah. And he was a terrific artist. That's for sure. I could just sit here and imagine you sitting there.
This. I want Bob Marley on Jukebox from Hell on Monday.
Okay. I got you. I got you covered on that.
Okay, do it.
If you're looking for something to celebrate today is Blink 182 Day.
How about them getting a day, Blink 182?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why they get a day, but it's Blink 182 Day. It must have had something that must have happened in history where it's now Blink 182 Day.
All right, so what I just want to think about, like, what are the best Blink 182 songs?
All the Small Things comes to mind.
A lot of times we get off the show and I'm like, oh yeah, First Date, Stay Together for the Kids, Adam's Song, Damn It Always, One More Time, Rock Show. Like, they're good. I'm not going to sit here and tell you they're like Bob Marley or anything, but they're legit.
I loved their album Take Off Your Pants and Jacket. You would like do what?
You would like that album.
It was a great album.
Okay.
And they had several great albums, but the National Corvette Day is today.
Yeah, you're a Corvette guy. You are a Corvette. You revealed that on the show here. 86 Corvette for Brett Elmore. Yeah. But I'm going to tell you, man, I'm a Mustang guy, and I used to.
I had a Mustang.
You had one of those too.
My first car was a Mustang.
What year?
Why do you ask me this stuff?
Because I'm asking you. Because I'm going to tell you a story, man. Our mutual late great best friend, one of our best friends, Bull Corey. When I was in college in Alabama, I used to drive to Oakman from Tuscaloosa, and I would go down 69 South, and there was a guy that was on 69. Like, it was in Northport, but and he restored Mustangs, and I remember driving by there, and I thought to myself, like, one day I want a 68 or a 69 Mustang. Like, and they were amazing. Like, the paint was great. The cars look great. I can still picture those in my mind, and I still love the Mustangs because of that.
It was an early 90s model. Because I would have turned 16 probably in the late 90s. So it was an early 90s model. Silver.
Okay.
Two-tone silver. It was nice. Let's see what else is going on today. Let's take a look at what happened this day in history. 1936, federal law outlining a 40-hour work week is passed.
What was it like? Was it more than that back then? Like, was it like, hey, you're going to work like 70
work
hours?
You to death. Yeah, we're going to work you to death.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm definitely not opposed to 40 hours. I mean, I think 40 hours is like enough where you work and you also have time for your family and friends and to do other stuff. Like, that's like 9 to 5 every day or 8 to 4.
Yeah. I guess the reason why it's Corvette Day is because 1953, the first Corvette rolled off the Chevrolet assembly line there in Flint, Michigan. The list price, you want to guess?
$2,000.
$3,250.
Yeah, but money was different back then. I mean,
yeah,
we're dealing with like super inflation right now. I hope that changes, but man, I can't even imagine what that same car would cost now. Like, probably like 70,000.
How would you like to have that? How would you like to have that car now?
If you could pick, like, go back in time and get, like, like I told you, I've always wanted a 68 or a 69 Mustang. Is there a car that you're like, man, I would love to go back and get it?
See, I'm not that huge of a car guy, though.
Yeah, I know.
Even though I've had a Mustang and I've had a Corvette.
You've had it all. You've done it all.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that, I would probably go for a 60s Vet.
It'd be cool.
That'd be cool. 1955, Bill Haley and his Comets hit number 1 on the pop chart with Rock Around the Clock, a song that many consider to be the first rock and roll single.
Isn't that the song that they used to play on Happy Days? Did they play like Rock Around the Hot?
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's
Rock
it.
On Happy Days, like, and that show when I was a kid, that was on, and it was a great show, and it just showed how good Ron Howard was.
Ron was good.
You remember the Eddie Murphy skit where he was calling the one Ron Howard was on there and he was calling Richie Cunningham?
Oh yeah, Richie Cunningham. But see that's one of those
Cunningham.
roles though. Yeah, that's one of those roles though. You could never get away that's Opie.
No, he was calling him Opie Cunningham. It's Opie Cunningham.
Yeah, Opie Cunningham. Let's see. Anything else? 1993, actor George McFarlane, and a lot of people may not know this guy by his name, but you may know him by his stage name. The Little Rascals Spanky died at the age of 64.
Spanky.
He got like his.
Spanky died as he was only 64 years old. What year was that?
64.
93?
Yeah. He was only 64.
And Spanky, Alfalfa,
Darla
Buckwheat. I mean, those were like, they were the people, man. Like
that was great, man.
Remember Froggy?
Yeah, Froggy. Yeah.
Yeah. What a great show. That was like way old for me, but it would come on, so you'd watch a little of it, you know?
Oh yeah. I watched, I watched all those old shows. My mom was, is a big fan of all that. So I would watch all that, but that's a look at this day in history.
We rolled a little long today, guys, but Roll Tide, thanks for hanging out with us. Get in the comments section. I know you will, and we will talk to you guys again tomorrow. Thank you. And don't forget, the last thing I want to tell you, and I mean this, take advantage of this deal because it is the last time I told you it was coming to an end, and it came to an end. This is the next one that's coming to an end at New Life Art right now. Pimp out your man cave and take advantage of 25% off the classics. You look behind Brett, all of those prints behind Brett, 25% off right now at newlifeart.com. Use the promo code Bama Tailgate, and we will talk to you guys again really soon. That could be tomorrow. Oh, it will be. All right, Roll Tide, everybody. See you tomorrow. Any final thoughts, Brett?
No, I'm